was really, really expensive there. And
Yeah.
Vegas,
Yeah.
great place to visit.
Yeah. I love visiting.
A great
I've been
place
there
to
like
visit.
7 times, dude, and I have never been there sober yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hopefully,
say, yeah,
this next
everyone-
time we go, I think I'm going to be sober. It'll be my first time sober there.
I just don't think I want to go back.
I would love for you to come with us, but I understand why you don't
Yeah.
want to.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of shit to bring back up.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat beef top ramen again. You don't have to.
You're an adult now. Talk about like asking a Nam vet to go back to Nam for a vacation, right? Hi, I'm James Kerr. I'm a tattoo artist, musician, and a trauma survivor. Been on this healing journey for a long time now, and it's led me here talking to you. I enjoy talking about heavy stuff like life, death, spirituality, trauma, and ways to cope with trauma. But it's not all serious. I like to joke a lot too. Welcome to the Fire of Truth podcast. We're gonna open this thing of Altoids, brand new.
Cool. Crisp pack.
Yeah, crispy.
Some of that.
Welcome, Alex. Alex Marks.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing pretty dang good. today,
Good.
James.
Altoid?
I thought you would never. Get one of
There you
these
go.
things.
Mm, yeah.
Oh,
Broken too.
I was about to say instant.
Wow. Yeah, dude. I'm so glad. So Alex Marks, you've been a friend of mine, one of my best friends for a long time now. You and your whole family have been a part of my life for a long time, and part of my family for a long time. And I fucking love you, and I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming.
Well, I love you too, James Kerr, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So people can find you on Instagram. We'll do this now. Alex A. Marks, all
Not to be confused
lowercase.
with Alexa, just Alex A. Marks.
Alex A. Marks.
All lowercase, all one word.
You heard that shit.
Yeah.
Right there.
I heard.
Threw it in the trash.
I mean, I didn't make it, but for editing purposes, dude, nice shot.
Thanks. Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
Thank
killer.
you.
Wow.
Yeah, I should fucking play. I should have played basketball.
You should have. That's what I think of every time I look at your artist career.
Yeah. So, you wouldn't mind if I were to throw up some pictures of your artwork and your tattoos throughout,
by all
like
means, go ahead.
this.
It's always been for other people.
Okay.
Please.
Great. So, in the first 4 episodes, we heard from your pops, Ted Marks. He talked about his adventures of being an apprentice in Vegas, right? Mm-hmm. I would love to hear your version of the Vegas story, because I know there was a part in there where like your nose was bleeding and you were like anemic or whatever. But can you kind of tell me, like, how old were you, and like what the hell? What the hell?
Yeah, what the hell? I was 12 going on 13. I turned 13 while I was in Vegas. But during that, I think a little under a year we were there, a year and some change tops. While we were going through there, I was a sickly, humbled kid. Got ripped out of the cold and fog and got placed right into the middle of the desert. And so
right.
I did not do very good with the, new environment that I was placed in. And yeah, I'd wake up with just crazy nosebleeds, drenched my shirt. I don't really know what brought it on other than just heat and stress, I'm sure. But
Right.
yeah, I just got very sickly, and that wasn't just, it happened. It was just kind of a side effect of what we had and what we had to go through while we were doing it. It was lack of food, lack of water, lack of, taking care of oneself. But when you're a 12-year-old kid, you don't really think about none of that stuff. So
Right.
all I knew was I would wake up drenched in blood, and my mom was pissed at me because I ruined our tan carpet.
Right.
I didn't have a bed at the time because I was sleeping on the floor. So I just wake up and there's just a puddle. Look like I got executed in my sleep.
Oh my God.
I'm just a little sickly, skinny kid at that time.
Right. That sounds metal as fuck.
It
though.
was.
Yeah.
It was so metal. Choking on my own blood that came from my mouth.
You don't even know.
Oh man. It was a lot. And a lot of it was just based on the environment that we were placed in and the stuff that we had to do to get through being in there.
Right.
You know.
And you saw you during your dad's apprenticeship, you saw kind of what he had to go through, right?
Yeah,
You talk about that a little bit.
Watched my dad, my hero, go from most prideful person I know to having to scrub some toilets for some dude that we barely know, but that's his new boss. That's the big cheese. That's the guy. That's who he's going to learn his career from. So he had to shut up, put his ego aside, put his pride aside, and scrub the damn toilet with a toothbrush, and then get the grout and bring in the customers and set them up, and all.
Dude, it sounds like military boot camp in a way, right?
It is.
Like, yeah.
I mean, it is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. You are now performing the actions that cause you to be the best person that you can be, and that doesn't always mean it's the easiest stuff to do at that time. But got to be clean. Got to be thorough. Got to show attention to small details, and so that means toothbrush, grout.
Right.
Make sure that shit's clean.
Right.
Because if it's not clean, you ain't tattooing. You're not going to learn to tattoo. You're done. So he was going through old school apprenticeships, and I had to watch and kind of bite my own tongue. I was like, well, why are you letting this guy talk to you like this?
Yeah. You're supposed to be able to fuck him up.
Well, you fuck that guy up. Yeah. But
this is Big Head Ted we're talking about.
I was about to say, he showed his respect, and he put his pride aside, and he really sat there under the tutelage of this guy that, I thought he was crazy.
Yeah.
Man, the name was Johnny Vegas.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Johnny Vegas.
Shout out.
But every now and then we'd walk in that shop, because I'd go in there with him sometimes, and he'd have that top hat on. That's Johnny Top Hat.
Yeah.
Better not call him Johnny Vegas, because that's Johnny Top Hat, and he'll take offense.
Oh, yeah.
So I say that's his alter ego, and he really stuck by it.
Okay.
So it was a weird, wacky character teaching my dad how to just do everything. And that didn't always involve the most...
Do you think your dad was your dad kind of weird and wacky at the time, or did he adopt some of that behavior from his mentor?
He adopted the weird and wackiness.
It kind of made him...
Because he was more of a stickler at that time.
Okay.
He did goofy stuff and goofy things, but he was like more studious at that time. I can't even know if that's the right word. He was just very...
More serious?
More serious.
Yeah. Okay.
He was a prick.
He was a prick.
Let me tell you. No, but he definitely went from more serious and, to just kind of getting a little goofy, which is what you kind of have to be to do this job.
Right.
I mean, you can't be serious all the time. That's not fun.
Yeah, if you're apprenticing under a guy named Johnny Vegas, then
get a little
goofy there. Yeah. Or Johnny Top Hat even.
Yeah. God, you don't want to go there when he's there.
Yeah.
But Johnny would have his kid there.
Okay, yeah.
His kid at the time he had been tattooing for 3 years. He started when he was 10. He was 13, so we were right around the same age. But it was kind of weird walking in. I just wanted to play some Bionicles or some Mortal Kombat in the back of the shop with this kid. We were friends, and he'd be talking about like a tattoo he had to do on some guy, and I'm like,
wow,
yeah, what's that like?
Wow, yeah,
that's a little weird. But I was like, they trust you,
right?
Like they come in, see a 10-year-old fucking twiddling his thumbs, and they're just like, yeah, I want that guy to tattoo me. Tat me up, brother.
Yeah.
It was weird, and it was a weird thing seeing, but kind of got me inspired. I was like, if this kid can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
And
you were 10 at the time.
I was 12, about to turn 13.
Okay.
And I remember turning 13 in Vegas. I got a really nice cake. It was a really good time.
Yeah.
But I remember wanting to really get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
And I think we all wanted to. We were broke.
Right.
We were hungry. I was eating just top ramen.
Right.
And on the days that we could, Joey's fucking pizza.
Joey's fucking pizza.
Let me tell you, this is the best fucking pizza. I don't even know why I'm doing this. It's just instinctual at this point. When I'm talking about this divine pie that this Joey got, this motherfucker, let me tell you, it was a good pie. Was it good? No. But it was cheap.
Yeah.
And we would call him and tell him all that stuff. This is Joey's pizza, the best fucking pizza ever. Tell him all that stuff. He'd give you discounts on it. And he'd send a bunch of instead of just a pizza, he'd get a little box of fries or JoJo's in addition. So he was hooking it up. And thank God he was, because that was the real food that we were having at the time.
Right.
Was, pizza. Oh, thank God. I can stop eating beef top ramen, which to this day, someone cooks up a packet of beef top ramen. It makes me want to throw up.
Oh, and you know what? We're planning a trip to Vegas, and you're like, "No, dude, I'm out."
don't.
You don't need to go back there.
I don't need to go back.
No.
I got everything I wanted to.
Yeah.
I've been to the casinos. Wasn't able to gamble. I was
Yeah.
fucking 13. They didn't let me gamble.
It's like kind of triggering, right? You're
Yeah,
like,
a
"Oh."
little bit. I don't. it's. I know. I smell blood every time that I think about Vegas. I just go, oh no, oh,
I was like, what do you mean you smell? Oh, yeah.
yeah, just nosebleeds like crazy.
Like I taste copper or
I
something.
taste beef top ramen. And
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
nothing
man.
other than that.
And you were being homeschooled, but there was like no real
No, there was no real like authority figure on that.
right
My
because your mom was busy working.
Yeah, she was working
supporting
at
the family.
Macy's
Right.
and she was supporting the family, and my dad was off doing his thing. And I mean, at first, it's not really supporting. It's just you're going up there, you're showing up for free, you're not getting paid for anything, and you're getting shit talked to you.
Right.
So no money coming from that at the start, and so it was hard. There was no one there to teach you other than my sister, who was like a year and a half older than me.
Right.
She ain't gonna tell me shit. Like,
No,
we're
she's,
just.
I mean, what, you were 12,
So
13? She was like 13, 14?
13, 14. And
Yeah.
we didn't want to do the homeschooling because there was no one there. How am I going to learn about George Washington's birthday right now?
Right.
What is it going to teach me right now? Is it going to make me not hungry? No.
I mean, isn't it true as well, like in your family history along like the Rama line, like public school is kind of like, you're not really,
Not really. Yeah.
not
it's
really a thing. Yeah.
It doesn't help me into what I wanted to do. Granted, at that time, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right.
I didn't.
You wanted to play video games.
I wanted to play video games.
Bionicles. Who
I want
could
to play
blame you?
Bionicles.
Yeah, who
And
could
the
blame
kid
you?
was talking about tattoos. I was like, oh, okay, that's the new thing.
We didn't have
apparently.
fucking Bionicles when I was a kid, so I'm a little jelly. Little jelly.
It's a good thing to be jealous about. Those things were really cool. It's
Yeah.
a puzzle that you can play with. Hell yeah.
Fucking awesome, dude.
And I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I don't think I would have known.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to be an artist. I drew. We all drew, but it was garbage.
Yeah.
I would draw skateboard logos and like stuff like that, but never really thought, oh, I can make this into a career until I seen my dad doing it. Because, I mean, he started out, he was not a tattoo artist. He was a car painter.
Right.
Lungs got damaged and had to stop and had to retire. And he was drawing one night. I think he had just gotten his first couple tattoos on his arm. He got the gypsy on his arm. And he's like, damn, I kind of paid that dude a lot of money. He was done relatively quick. I'm a good artist.
Yeah.
I could do this.
Right.
So it was nice to see that little spark of, purpose.
And so that's kind of what sparked him, right? And you were kind of just a kid witnessing
Yeah, I
all
was
of
just
this
there.
at that time. And you went through that apprenticeship and everything basically turned to shit at home. So you couldn't afford
nothing.
And so you guys got
afford
to
the
pack
rent.
up and move.
Yeah, we had to pack up and move. The landlord was
How'd
like,
that make you feel like when you were coming back to Humboldt? Yeah.
really good that I was
Yeah.
coming back to Humboldt.
Yeah.
I didn't have any friends in Vegas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was really nice being able to go back to some of those friends that I had left in like the third grade, missed fourth grade and fifth grade. So
Right.
I came back right around the sixth. It was different. I knew it wasn't going to be the same, but damn, it was going to be a whole lot better than what we were sitting through now.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to sit here in the heat. There's no grass. I can't go play outside. It's the middle of the goddamn desert.
Didn't you say something about like you're playing with the scorpions?
Yeah, you got to play with the scorpion and the lava rocks outside. You get your 5 minutes of sprinkler time, and they're going to turn that shit off because the city needs it.
Oh, right, because they have to like put it down like
they just power it down on the strip.
Yeah.
So you get 5 minutes of water time, so your rocks weren't lava hot.
Wow.
They still were, and they were sharp as hell. So
That's crazy. I never knew that. So they regulate like the city's fucking water supply so that way they can make their money by funneling all the water to the people paying money.
Trap.
Wow.
So
dude.
everything was really, really expensive there. And
Yeah.
Vegas,
Yeah.
great place to visit.
Yeah. I love visiting. I've
Great
been
place
there
to
like
visit.
7 times, dude, and I have never been there sober yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
everyone-
next time we go, I think I'm going to be sober. It'll be my first time sober there.
I just don't think I don't think I want to go back.
I would love for you to come with us, but I understand why you don't want to.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of shit to bring back up.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat beef top ramen again. You don't have to.
You're an adult now. Talk about like asking a non-vet to go back to Nam for a vacation, right?
Oh
Like,
man.
Hi, this is James. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this podcast. If if you're watching on YouTube right now, do me a huge favor and give it a like and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to whatever platform you listen to podcasts on, you could rate it, you could review it, share it with a friend as well. That would help me out a lot. Either way, thank you very much.
I got the word we were going back to Humboldt. I was stoked.
Yeah.
I was so happy. And that doesn't mean as soon as we moved back, it was immediately easy. All the problems were remedied. It was still a struggle getting started.
Yeah.
Didn't have a shop. I had to watch them tattoo out of the apartment. A bunch of strangers in your living room.
Oh, right. That's when you came back.
Yeah, we came back to Humboldt, and he was tattooing at the apartment for a little bit. Scratcher. Kitchen wizard.
Yeah, I mean, I had my start there too, as I basically scratching out, and I didn't even have an apprentice, so I was an actual scratcher, and like I scratched for like about 6-7 years before I finally got an apprenticeship, and it was like literally when I gave up on the whole idea of tattooing that like my mentor came into my life. It was like almost within like a month or two.
It was hard for him to find another mentor.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he came to you to get a mentorship.
That was after Vegas, huh? He came to me.
Vegas,
Huh?
he came
Fuck,
to
and I was just like seriously like
man,
not even a year out of my yeah. I was like, fuck you, dude. I'm the shit. Yeah. I was like, scratcher. You. Oh, shout out Ted Marks.
it was hard.
It was, dude.
I'm sure he didn't enjoy getting turned away.
No, and I was, so my whole thing is I was taught by my mentor that I'm not to take on an apprentice until I have 10 years under my belt.
Got your tenure.
Yeah. So it was, and so I kind of stuck with that. And I was so new. I'd just gotten out of my apprenticeship. And like, looking back now, I made a mistake. But look at actually the mistake that I made actually ended up working in all of our favors. Now we're here talking about
grand scheme of things, all the webs.
The weavers knew what they were weaving, and I just leave it to the weavers to do their weaving, and I'll just enjoy the ride.
All the threads are connected.
Yeah,
just didn't know it at the time.
Didn't know.
And I know you were just getting out of your apprenticeship and still dealing with the trauma that your mentor gave you.
Yeah,
I get it.
Oh,
come on,
that's a whole different podcast, like a whole different episode.
Different episode.
But it's true, and I think that's one of the things that I think you and I agree on too when it comes to our apprentices that we have now, that we're still strict and we still teach them how to do the thing, and it's more than just teaching someone how to tattoo. It's a lifestyle shift, it's a whole mindset shift, and it's right. But we're not trying to like abuse our
never.
Hazing, sure. We got to build the character.
You can tease, you can have some fun, you can make jokes. That's camaraderie.
Yeah.
But I don't ever want my apprentice to hate me or like loathe anything that I did or said or feel like I taught her wrong.
Right.
I don't.
We taught her wrong as a joke.
We taught her wrong as a joke. She thinks losing is winning. It's great.
I'm bleeding, making me the victor.
We all, we're the echoes of what our mentors taught us.
Yeah.
And some of the things that our mentors taught us, unfortunately, weren't correct.
Right.
Or were more harmful than it was, instructional.
Right. And it's because they were taught a certain way, and people kind of, we have this kind of, and I think it's true in parenting as well. Like, because I went through it, that's what my offspring should go through as well, because it made me the person I am, and I want them to be able to survive the world but it's like you're teaching your kids to survive the world that you grew up in that doesn't exist anymore. Yep. And that's what happened to me with my father and my tattoo mentor. They taught me a way of being in the world that no longer works. Mm-hmm. And it works for them.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you were to ask my dad now, I have video footage of this, it didn't work for him. And he was taught, to live in a world that didn't exist anymore as well. So that's kind of where we're coming from, I think, with our apprentices now. Is like I don't know what the world's going to look like in tattooing in 5 years, let alone 10 years, 20 years.
Changes every day.
Yeah. So like we're trying to teach them to keep their apprentice mindset throughout their whole careers.
Yep.
And I think that's
you
the only
have
way
to be hungry for
Yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah.
And I was about to say, sometimes if your mentor's having a bad day or you're just going through the spiel of being an apprentice, it's not always easy. And sometimes it's hard to listen when you're just like, yeah, this guy just hates me. Oh God, he hates me. I can't learn from this guy. It's just, you don't want to echo all of that.
Yeah.
And I know his mentor wasn't the greatest to him. And then when I started my apprenticeship, when we moved back from Vegas.
Yeah, that's great. So you have the longest apprenticeship of anyone that I know. Yeah, I'm glad. Good segue. So start with that.
Man. 13 hit, had my little birthday in Vegas, and we moved back here. I watched him tattoo out of the apartment and finally got his first shop. Unauthorized art building off Genitoli here in Arcata. Loved it. Really enjoyed visiting until the day that my dad just went, hey, so when you coming to work? I just went, oh, anytime you need me. Just thinking he needed me just to be there. And he just went, yeah, okay, come on, get in the car. I was like,
Gold.
Like for real? He's like, yeah, the apprenticeship starts now. And I went, okay. He just handed me the toothbrush. And fucking, I scrubbed that grout for hours, days.
Yeah.
Just going through it and starting. And he wasn't always the best mentor at all times. I don't think anyone can be. That's a lot of pressure. But
I mean, you're human.
They're human.
You can't be in a good mood and compassionate every fucking day. Yeah.
When your boss is also your dad.
Oh, yeah. Can you speak up?
Yeah, the boss is your dad.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that doesn't always lead to, seeing eye to eye.
So you basically, your apprenticeship was 24/7.
24/7. As soon as you go home, it's not, oh, hey, Dad, what's up? It's, man, you really fucked up today. That drawing was shit. You need to straighten this out. Do this, do that, do that. That sucked. Crumple the drawing, throw it away. And then sit there and do it more. At home doing apprentice stuff all day.
Right. And,
never ended.
And I've heard your dad say, too, that he was really hard on you. You probably were the hardest he was on any apprentice he ever had.
I mean,
yeah.
I was also a kid at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I was a stubborn asshole. I was just a angsty teenager.
You came back because you weren't being homeschooled anymore, right? And so you were fucking spinning, like you like to say, spinning a lot of plates.
Spinning a lot of plates at that time.
Yeah.
Had like 5, 6 of them on different sticks, and they were all weeble and wobbling. But
yeah, you're going to school, you're
having to go to
apprenticing.
school, try to have a social life.
Right.
Which at that time I was pretty mute for the most part. I didn't really like talking. I didn't feel comfortable talking. How are you going to answer a phone at a tattoo shop if you can't go, NorCal Tattoo? No one's going to hear that.
Yeah.
Now, I remember that was my first week, was answering the phone and him yelling at me. He's like, no one can hear you. Speak up. NorCal Tattoo. Oh, well, now you just sound like an asshole. I was like, well, fuck, what do you want from me, man? Like, I'm bad at talking. I don't know what you want from me.
All or nothing, yeah.
NorCal Tattoo. Well, now you just sound angry. Well, I am angry.
Yeah.
Shit. I want to go home.
Yeah.
I got like algebra I got to fail.
I got algebra I got to fail.
I got to fail this math test coming up. But yeah, balancing those plates is not easy.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure it wasn't easy for him having a angsty teenager as an apprentice and son going and try to balance all that same thing. Sure, he was doing the same thing I was doing in my head.
Right.
Try to differentiate the two, but in the end, it all just kind of one layer.
There was one tattoo artist that I know of who's a legend in the industry, a guy named Philip Liu. Have you heard the name? He's like
I've not heard the name.
black and gray artist back in the day. I'm not sure if he's still working or not, but he started tattooing at his dad's shop when he was 12. That's what you kind of remind me of. You're kind of like the Philip Liu of modern Philip Liu.
Shit, I'll take it.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, dude. Well, you started pretty fucking young, but you didn't do your first tattoo until 18.
It was apprentice all the way up from 13 to 18, so about 5 years on that. But as well as I do, that apprenticeship never ends.
Doesn't really end. Yeah,
it never ends.
Yeah,
the second you think it does, you just stop.
You're done.
You're not willing to learn anymore.
Right.
So, never ended.
It's so weird to think that you can even master something that's still in the middle of being created.
Yeah, it changes every day.
Talking about a creative industry, it's like the universe is still expanding, and so we think we're done with evolution. We're not.
No, that's the first step.
That's how we look at this tattoo journey, right?
Every step feels like the first step.
Yeah. That's why I tell my apprentice Sonny, You know, hey, hi, welcome to your first day of your apprenticeship. You know,
So what have you been on talking about? I've been here for months.
yeah,
Yeah, crazy first day though.
yeah, crazy first day. Yeah.
I mean, you're definitely a lot nicer with your apprentice.
Yeah.
Like a little too nice with my apprentice, but
Yeah.
I
I feel like I might be too, but I don't
want to be mean.
I don't either.
And it's not even like telling her something is being mean. I don't think breaking someone's spirit correlates into being a better tattoo artist.
I agree.
I think it makes them quiet and submissive, and I don't want that. I want my student to be outgoing and not shy in the slightest. I want her to talk to everyone, be able to converse with everyone, because I wasn't able to when I was younger. I was a mute, like I said. I couldn't even answer the damn phone.
Right.
So how was I going to talk to clients ever? And so for the first couple years, months, however long it took me to get out of that, I didn't talk to anybody. That's not healthy. You can't build a client like that, our clientele base like that. You can't learn what these people are feeling. You have to talk to people. You have to get their ideas because it's their tattoo.
Right.
You're helping someone who possibly can't draw, cannot do any form of art. We hear it, can't even draw a stick figure.
Yeah.
You're helping someone who cannot do art get art in order to express themselves.
Right.
And not at any point of that does it involve, you should have got yelled at. That'll make you understand a little bit better. I think you should be stern and disciplined.
Yeah.
But there is a limit, and I think we are starting to get into that point where we are more forgiving with our apprentices.
Yeah.
And more like, I'm willing to listen and shut up. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because I'm not her.
Right.
I don't know what she's feeling.
Right.
She's got her own whole world going on.
Right.
I have no clue. She could be saying something but feeling something else. That's part of apprenticeship. You gotta just work through it sometimes, and so I think it's very admirable that a lot of these apprentices are able to work through everything that we're going through. We're all dealing with stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it seems like the universe tries to like test you too and throw shit at you whenever you're trying to level up.
There
too.
is
Like,
sacrifices.
yeah. Like you sacrificed for your dad's apprenticeship, like literally like bleeding out of your nose and shit. And
we were just dying in the heat, baking in the sun.
Yeah.
It's just not fun.
Your mom did, your sister did, and now you're all working together. Like y'all are reaping the rewards of those sacrifices. So
nepotism,
nepo
baby.
That's my favorite death metal band. Nepotism, embryonic nepotism. Oh, maybe. Hey, yeah, trademark embryonic nepotism.
I want my apprentice to have it better than I did.
Yeah,
because I want them to cut past all the bullshit, cut past the cool kid mentality, cut past the I know better, and get to the part where you're creating fun art and helping people who can't express themselves in that specific way. That doesn't involve you having to get screamed at. That doesn't involve you having to wear a sign, run laps around, think. That doesn't help a better artist.
No.
It helps build character, but sometimes that's not the character we want to build. I don't want to build a hardened, grizzled war vet.
Yeah,
I want to build a kind and compassionate soul.
Right, exactly. And that's, I think, I'm glad you said war vet, because it's like we're kind of moving the industries when it comes to apprentices and apprenticeships, I think, and moving a little bit out of the boot camp kind of mentality into more of like, well, this is an actual like industry that's legitimate now. It's not a pirate industry anymore, right? Like
there's old school shops still,
and there's still those old school apprenticeships, and we're still doing that, but we're just not. I don't want to compromise who I am to try to be an asshole to someone because I think that's what is expected of me. And I don't know.
Yeah, just because I got some, jokes and made fun of, I don't want to do that to my apprentice. Yeah. If they do something funny, hell yeah, I'm going to mess with them.
Yeah, and I think if they need to be yelled at, you'll know.
Yeah.
And I've done that. I've yelled at my apprentice before. Like
I've had to been stern with mine.
Yeah, so we've had our arguments, and we've had. It's just like any relationship, though, and I think that's the thing. It's not like we're not like. We're just sitting here being like super floofy. We're just being respectful. We want, I think, to be respected, not out of fear, because to me, I don't think that's respect. That's tyranny.
That's just tyranny.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And no, I would rather be respected. And
because we're actually
that
offering
gives-
something,
yeah.
and we have we have well, I just said it, because we're offering something like that. We have
I want to be remembered for being kind.
yeah, exactly.
A good teacher. Like, I don't think me faking being an asshole is going to help anything. It's not gonna help anyone.
No, I tried that.
Like you
I've
said,
tried
we
that.
all got, late on rent relationship troubles.
Yeah,
It happens. That's part of the job.
Right.
Not everyone understands it, but it's a life commitment.
right.
It's not, oh yeah, this guy's teaching me for a couple months. He's got some funny jokes, and I'm going to go work the fucking fryer at Burger
Right.
King.
Right.
No, it's, this guy's giving me a career
Yeah.
that I could teach my kid or my apprentice down the line.
Right.
And that's the goal.
Right.
I want my art, which is my dad's art, which is his mentor's art. I
Right.
want that to continue.
Yeah,
I don't want to get that shut down just because I don't know how to talk to somebody.
Right.
Because I'm a cool kid tattoo artist. Oh well, you got to do that. Oh fucking this guy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to clown on someone who's trying to do the exact same thing that I was doing at that time. I was the 13-year-old kid too scared to talk. Hell yeah, I'm gonna be nice to the other person who's a little scared and timid.
Right.
I want to bring that person up and
Bring them
realize
out.
they
Yeah.
have a voice and they have the ability to be this powerful figure that's kind,
Right.
and not just some prick, fucking, average Joe tattoo artist who's just sitting there being an asshole for no reason because, I'm old, I'm grizzled, I've been in this industry. Well, that's great. The industry changed.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
different now.
Yeah.
It's calmer.
Yeah.
People are just trying to get art.
Yeah.
And, express themselves a little bit nicer. It's not all brothers and listen, I got a snake in my throat going down to my taint. People get weird shit.
Yeah.
But it's a lot.
I mean, people still get weird shit, but yeah.
It's a lot easier to have a conversation with someone when you're just like, we're just two dudes
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
Like, I'm just talking with my apprentice. I'm talking with a friend. I
Yeah.
want this person to be my friend.
And I think it's true too. Maybe you see this too. It's like different people, I think, need to kind of get taught differently, because like you ended up graduating high school.
Yes.
Like you went from like not really being homeschooled. Somehow you went through your whole apprenticeship, and then you and Michael Joy, shout out to Michael Joy. I remember seeing the picture of you guys graduating together. For some reason I didn't go to your graduation, but yeah, so you had some issues getting educated, and so like we talked about this before. We're talking about how like the school system is like kind of tailored to one standard, and it tries to conform every different type of person into this one standard, sort of like trying to force a fish to learn how to climb a tree. You can't do that, and that's kind of what you experienced in school. Yeah.
It's a lot of it. You can't be mad at that fish for swimming.
Right.
When that's all it's ever known.
Right.
And then you're just gonna rip him out and throw him at a fucking tree. He's gonna hit the ground. Like,
Get in that tree.
Get in that tree. I don't got legs. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know,
sorry.
or arms. I don't know what you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was hard.
So like apprentices would be similar, right?
Similar.
Like you would probably have to apprentice
You have
like
to adjust accordingly.
Right.
Every student, every person is different and has their own troubles. I didn't like school. I hated school.
yeah.
The people were cool. I liked talking with my friends and stuff, but I didn't like the teaching. I didn't think it was really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sit there and you can regurgitate stuff from a book. Congratulations. Monkeys can do that. Like,
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
But it was, what is George Washington's birthday going to help me get the drop shadow on this leaf correctly?
Right. And see, you're one of the few kids that's had like a path into the art world already, right? You were able to see that.
I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It's just I had to get through this stuff just to get to that. And I didn't like that. I hated it, resented it. And I didn't want to do good in school because I didn't believe in it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to teach me more art. I tried to take art class. I got a D-. They took my drawings.
Right.
They took my drawings away, grabbed them right out of my hands, slapped some bead jewelry and some elastic string.
Just so you know, like Einstein also got he failed math. So
Well, hell yeah. I will take it, my man. All right.
yeah.
Okay. Einsteining up in here.
Yeah. Well, you're the Einstein of tattooing.
I'm going to walk into people's houses that aren't mine and be like,
Did you know?